Pass rolling to his right. They throw it. The in route to Tanner Steck. Makes the catch. Steck dives for the pylon. Touchdown!
Up by the Nuggets and an attack. That'll go for a kill from Anasteer.
Lamar looks for a block, makes a man miss at the 5. End zone touchdown. Swirls. Sets up middle. Jensen for the exclamation point kill.
30, the 20, the 15, the 10, and an 85-yard touchdown run for Landon Olsen.
Ulster Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Your Live Events broadcast of North Dakota High School Girls Class B Volleyball. Dan Gunnarsson with you tonight, riding solo from the Fargo Oak Grove Gymnasium, where we've got a good one between the Sargent County Bulldogs and the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers. Should be a good contest. Grovers come in with a record of 1-2 overall, while Sargent County comes in with a record of 2-2 overall, 1-2 I should say, in the regular season. These two teams familiar with each other, not only from regular season play, but also from the fact that they saw each other early in the season in Northern Cass. That Invitational has had an opportunity to get a lot of volleyball teams familiar with each other, and we're going to have a good one tonight between these two teams. Had a chance to visit with both coaches before the game. We're going to get an opportunity to hear from the head coach of the road team on the scoreboard, the Sargent County Bulldogs. That's head coach Jenna Anderson. When we come back, you're watching North Dakota High School Girls Volleyball on Your Live Event.
Has been connecting people and businesses to the world through internet, telephone, and TV. And as your needs have changed, so has 702. Our dedication to our community and customers runs deep. So when you call, we listen. And you can trust that we'll never stop working to bring the latest technology to our friends and neighbors. Thank you for 20 years in business. The best is yet to come.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the sportsman club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Dan Gunnarsson back with you here from the Oak Grove Gymnasium. Grovers, Bulldogs getting ready to take on each other. Had a chance to catch up with the head coach of Sargent County, Jenna Anderson, before the game and get her thoughts on what to expect from her squad tonight. Coach Jenna Anderson, head coach of the Sargent County Bulldogs. What have you noticed about your team so early on in the season that we can look for on tonight's broadcast?
Yeah, we've really been working, like a big emphasis is our defense, so working on our blocks, working on our passing, and I think it's coming along. They're just moving to good spots. They're reading what the offense is doing, and I think that really will show up on the court.
You've noticed this team, or you've seen this team play so far this year. What do you know about them that you feel may give you some fits tonight?
Yeah, so when we met them at the Northern Cass tournament, and we weren't ready for some of the quick things they did, some of their back sets, some of their tips, and we're ready for that this time.
Give us a couple players to watch for your team tonight that we're going to be hearing a lot from.
Yeah, so actually the birthday girl, Carly Cadoon today, she has been a really powerful hitter for us on the outside. We have Hallie Nelson and Amber Kerr both in the middle that have both been doing really, really good things for us, either defensively with their blocks or putting it down when we need a kill.
Well, it should be a fun game tonight between you two. Good luck, Coach, and hopefully we'll be talking to you at the end of this one.
Yeah, thanks, Dan.
You heard it from Coach Anderson, what we're going to be expecting from her squad tonight. Sargent County, as we had said, coming in with a record of 1-2, fared very, very well in the Northern Cass Invitational, but since then, a loss to Wyndmere Lidgerwood and Oaks. In between there, though, they had a victory against Central Cass, and that one impressively on the road, a 3-1 victory over the Squirrels. At one point in that game, they were down 10-6 before rallying to come back 25-14 in the third set, and really a very decisive set for the Bulldogs in that matchup to give them the victory over the Squirrels. What can we expect tonight from this squad as they go up against the Grovers? The Grovers, by the way, will be down a player tonight and for the remainder of the season. We will get to that, including our conversation with Coach Hess Dahlin from the Grovers when we come back. You're watching North Dakota High School Girls Volleyball on your live event.
Buying a new home, but worried about the interest rate and terms from your bank? At First Class Mortgage, we'll find a mortgage that fits your needs. Shopping national banks and other lenders for the lowest rate and most affordable terms, saving you time and money. So all you need to worry about is enjoying your new home. First Class Mortgage, our expertise, your peace of mind. Put an expert to work for you. Call today.
I'm Darian Bitts. I'm confident on and off the field. And when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
I'm Doug Gray. I'm confident during the performance and when it's time for college. I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
Dan Gunnarsson back with you from the Oak Grove campus in North Fargo, just a little bit north of the Red River, which separates the great states of North Dakota and Minnesota and kind of helps form this Oak Grove campus, a beautiful campus as it sits here in the northern part of the city. The Grovers, last time we saw them on your live event, they look sharp, very sharp. 3-0 victory against Hillsborough Central Valley. Unfortunately, since then, they've gathered a loss to Northern Cass in 4 sets, 3-1, the last year's state Class B champions. They also suffered, which is probably a more devastating loss for them, in Ella Machaya, the right side hitter for them, a lefty who caused so many fits as a server for her team, ended up suffering a season-ending injury in the loss to Northern Cass, that coming from Coach Michaela Hess-Dahlin before the game, and confirming that with us before we got into our conversation with her about what we can expect for tonight's contest between the Grovers and the Bulldogs. Here with Coach Hess-Dahlin, you guys have Sargent County coming up. They've played really well. You guys have been pretty even throughout the year. Last time we were here, you dominated in your game against Hillsborough Central Valley. What can we expect out of your girls tonight, Coach?
You know, I think we worked a lot this week while playing together as a team. Group of 6 on that court, not being individualized. And then just coming out and giving them our best volleyball. You know, they're a great team, and we've seen them this year, and we want to get on top of that board tonight.
What are you most concerned about when it comes to how they play, how the Bulldogs attack?
You know, they have a great offense from all aspects. They can swing from all aspects. Great power behind their swings, too. So I think we just have to be disciplined in defense and disciplined in our block.
If Oak Grove is going to win tonight, Coach, what are we going to know about you at the end? What have you done well when it comes to the conclusion of this game?
I think our serve receive and our serving game are going to be huge. If we serve aggressive and we play good defense and have good serve receive, I think we should be able to come out on top, hopefully. Thank
you for your time, Coach Hess-Dahlin, Fargo Oak Grove. Good luck tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thanks to Coach Michaela Hess-Dahlin. Taking the place of Machia will be Elena Foster DeVold, a freshman. She will be on that right side for the Grovers tonight. Who else will be joining her on that front line, the back line, and who's going to be taking the Grovers on for the Bulldogs? We'll get to those starting lineups and other games from around the region on your live event when we return. You're watching North Dakota High School Girls Volleyball on your live event.
The Milner Public School District has a long history of academic, artistic, and athletic achievement and is proud of the programs and education environment offered. A fully accredited educational system, Milner Public School District operates 2 separate school buildings, including Sundale Colony School. Over 85%, that's right, 85% of the graduates of Milner High School attend some form of post-secondary educational institution. You can find more information on the Milner Public School District online at milner.k12.nd.us.
Agri Valley Insurance is a local independent insurance agency located in Lemoore and Arthur. They specialize in providing coverage for your crop, hail, farm, home, auto, and commercial requests. Agri Valley Insurance has access to many different companies and will work hard to provide for your specific needs. Go to agrivalleyinsurance.com or call your local office in Lemoore or Arthur for a free quote or to discuss your insurance requests. Agri Valley Insurance wishes the best of luck to the area local teams.
I'm Darian Bitts. I'm confident on and off the field. And when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nb.gov/confident.
I'm Doug Gray. I'm confident during the performance and when it's time for college. I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
The Bison Booster Club, an organization that is rooted in their support of the activities within the Milner Public School District and the City of Milner. They pride themselves on their community involvement in local donations to area projects and sponsorships to help make their community a pleasant place to reside. If you have any questions or are interested in becoming a Booster Club member, you can check out the Bison Booster Club on Facebook or talk with any of the existing members. The Bison Booster Club, helping make their community a better place to live.
Dan Gunderson back here from the Grover's Gymnasium, Fargo, Oak Grove, and Sargent County. Getting ready to battle in some Region 1 North Dakota High School volleyball. 2-class system, by the way, in volleyball. We've seen the last of it. North Dakota High School Activities Association voting to go to 3 classes, something they've done in basketball for this upcoming season, and football, of course, is pretty divided at this point as well. Doesn't mean we can't enjoy the 2-class system while we still have it, and we can enjoy other games from around the region, which your live event is broadcasting tonight. Already started and ongoing. You have got Foston at Monoman tonight, along with Lisbon versus Maple River. Those two on either side of the river. We had earlier tonight a Hankinson versus Sargent County junior high volleyball game. That one tipping off at 4:30. Sargent County, the Bulldogs, coming in, as we said. Wondering who we're going to be seeing tonight. We'll just go over the players to watch for this squad tonight. Get into those starting lineups a little bit later. Carly Cadoon, one of the outside hitters, a sophomore. It's her birthday tonight. That was one that Coach Anderson had said we should be looking out for. Also be looking out for Sadie Newstell, the right side hitter, a junior for Sargent County. A couple names to watch for the Bulldogs. For Fargo Oak Grove on their side of the net, a couple players that we'll be keeping our eye on. Peyton Downs, the outside hitter for the Grovers, the junior. Probably be calling her name quite a bit throughout this contest. And it could be a combination of Ellie Olson, who's in the middle, or Autumn Kramer, one of the other outside hitters for this squad. We'll throw in the wild card, too. We'll see how much Foster DeVold plays as the freshman coming in, trying to replace a great player like Ellie Machaya, the senior, like I said, at the top of the broadcast, suffering a season-ending injury against Northern Cass, and we will not see her tonight. Glad you are tuning in with us for this Region 1 contest. It should be a fun one, as we have the Bulldogs taking on the Grovers. That's going to do it for the pregame show. When we come back, we'll get to those official starting lineups from both squads and the opening serve from tonight's Region 1 game. You're watching North Dakota High School volleyball on your live event.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
Let's get real. Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
The Milner Public School District has a long history of academic, artistic, and athletic achievement and is proud of the programs and education environment offered. A fully accredited educational system, Milner Public School District operates 2 separate school buildings, including Sundale Colony School. Over 85%, that's right, 85% of the graduates of Milner High School attend some form of post-secondary educational institution. You can find more information on the Milner Public School District online at milner.k12.nd.us.
Milner Grain understands that agriculture is your livelihood, and we're committed to providing you with the highest quality of services to meet your farming needs. Milner Grain has a passion for our community and the farmers we serve. Milner Grain is locally owned and operated, plus has extended harvest hours. When you're looking for a partner in the field, look to Milner Grain. Call 701-427-5284 or check out Milner Grain's app with current up-to-date prices. Milner Grain is here to help you and your farm grow.
Every farmer has a good story about picking rocks. Want to hear ours? To this day, we pick rocks on our founder's farm, and they go into every Bell Bank branch we build. How's that for rock-solid commitment?
Every bank wants you to open an account. Then along come sneaky fees. Sneaky, sneaky. If you hate sneaky fees, switch to Bell Bank. We give sneaky fees the boot. Bell Bank.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in North Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the NDHSAA and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Keep your job site stocked with reliable service from Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters. Our team specializes in everything concrete. That means hand tools and equipment, rebar of all shapes and sizes, concrete forming packages and ICFs, decorative concrete materials like color, stain, sealers, and coatings. And let's not forget our impressive fleet of winter construction equipment to keep the concrete flowing all year round. If you've got concrete questions, we've got concrete answers at Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters. Visit us today at any of our 6 locations.
Back here at the Oak Grove Gymnasium, Dan Gunderson with you tonight, getting an opportunity to broadcast for you Region 1 girls volleyball action between the Sargent County Bulldogs and the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers. First set coming up. First, though, let's get to those starting lineups for the Sargent County Bulldogs. They will go like this. At the setter position, it will be a senior wearing number 3, Peyton Hammond. At the libero position, a junior wearing number 5, Emma Bixby. At the outside hitter position, it'll be Carly Caroon, a sophomore wearing number 22. Haley Nelson will be patrolling the middle and wearing number 24, the senior. The other outside hitter will be Elena Anderson, a senior wearing number 26. On the right side, it'll be Sadie Newstell, a junior wearing number 32, and then Amber Carr, another middle hitter for this squad wearing number 33, the senior. Again, that is Hammond, Bixby, Cadoon, Nelson, Anderson, Newsteel, and Carr. Coaching for the Bulldogs will be Jenna Anderson. Sargent County comes in with a record overall of 1-2. That is the same record for Coach Michaela Hestalen's Fargo Oak Grove Grovers, who will go like this. Aspen Joes will be the libero, the sophomore wearing number 1. Ellen Olsen will be in the middle, the senior wearing number 2. You'll have Taylor Christensen, the center, a senior wearing number 6. Peyton Downs, a junior wearing number 7 at the outside. Another outside hitter will be number 8. Autumn Kramer, she is a senior. We will see Mari Bohm come in the middle hitter position, a junior wearing number 12, and then number 15, Elena Foster DeVold, another outside hitter. She is a freshman, a younger player on this squad, but we'll get an opportunity to see her early on in her career for the Grovers. Joes, Olsen, Christensen, Downs, Kramer, Bohm, Foster, DeVold, your starters for Coach Hestalen and the Grovers Region 1 runner-ups last year for volleyball. Both teams getting in their huddle. Awesome opportunity tonight here on your live event to bring you some North Dakota High School Class B girls volleyball action. Tomorrow it's football, Friday night lights, ton of football action across the Your Live Event Network. We'll tell you about some of those upcoming games as we go through this broadcast. I will be on the call, lucky enough. Shanley versus Fargo South. Troy Mattern back in Bruins country. I don't really know if you can call it. It's just a little bit further north in the city of Fargo for the Shanley head coach. Shanley has looked very strong through their first couple games of the year, but so have the Bruins for Fargo South, and it'll be a real test for both teams to see how that one goes as both come in undefeated on the year. Should be a fun contest between the Deacons and the Bruins. Tonight, though, it's Bulldogs, it's Grovers, it's volleyball action here from the Grover Gymnasium as both liberos get set to come on in. You first see Joe's check in for Oak Grove, and now we are seeing Bixby check in for Sargent County. It'll be Oak Grove and Christensen to serve to start things off. Christensen, jump serve into the net, and right away a service error, Sargent County with the point. And quickly for them, Lily Lee, check it in. Peyton Hammond checking out. And back to serve is Newsteel. Bump up by Kramer. Set over by Christensen on the outside. Goes to Void. It's long. Dug out in the back row by Sargent County. And right away we see the freshman for Oak Grove get into the action. Downs bumps up too close to the net as Kramer's tip over gets blocked. But we're going to have a net violation on Sargent County. They were a little bit eager on their block attempts. So the point goes to the Grovers and we're tied at 1. Foster DeVold wearing number 15 right there in the middle. In between Downs and Olsen as that serve goes over from Kramer. Sargent County will send it over with Nelson. That one dug out nicely by Christensen as Downs will try to bump that one over. Oh boy, great job by Downs to go far side of the court. Oak Grove, however, cannot handle the return by Haley Nelson, the senior in the middle. And County back on top. Carly Cadoon to serve. That one over. Dug out by Downs, sent toward the net. Set up by Christensen as Olsen will just float it over. Nice dig by Cadoon. And then pushed over by Newstell. Christensen will set up Olsen a little bit high, but Olsen does a fantastic job of body control midair. She's tall. She's able to just get her fingertips on that one and really threw off the timing of the blockers at the front. Grover's tied up. Olsen to serve, gets it over. Kadoon towards the middle of the net, going to Haley Nelson, who's dug out by Olsen. And this one pushed over by Bohm. On the outside, kill attempt is too long from Elena Anderson. And the Grovers jump on top. And quickly, it's tied again. A couple service errors right away for the Grovers. That's 2 of the 3 points for the Bulldogs are on service errors from Oak Grove. As the jump serve, hit up in the air by Kramer. Push to the outside, Peyton Downs. Pushed it over, but Sargent County right there to return. On the outside is Lily Lee, dug out nicely by DeVol, but no one there to kind of get after the ball. I think Downs thought potentially she was going to see Bohm try to set that one up, and it just fell harmlessly to the hardwood, and the point goes to Sargent County. A little miscommunication there from the Grovers as the serve is over by Nelson, and Oak Grove sets up. It's Downs again, but that one way too far, and Sargent County has gained a 2-point advantage. Just not crisp play through the first 8 points from Oak Grove. A couple service errors, a little miscommunication, and Downs just got under that ball and not on top of it to drive it down. And the Bulldogs own that 5-3, make it 5-4 advantage as Nelson sends that one into the net. Another service error. Third one so far in this game combined between these two teams. Quick substitution as we see McKenna McCloyne, the senior, check in to serve for Foster DeVold. McCloyne sends it over. Sargent County looking for the kill. Back row, Joes, dig. Christensen, set. Down, spike point. McCloyne sends it over. Dug out nicely by Bixby, and this one's sent to the back where Joes will dig it out. Set up by Christian. No, she's just going to push it over. Great reaction on the outside there by, I believe that was Neustel. And then it is sent over. Joes to Christensen. Attempt, no, block, dig, set. Going for it is Neustel. Pardon me, that's not Neustel. That is Carr, who ends up getting the point, as I believe we had a net violation at the front by Oak Grove. Regardless, looked like that one was going to go off them, and a point for the Bulldogs, whether the net violation would have happened or not. So Sargent County jumps back on top 6-5, and it'll be Hamann. Jump serve, Joes set, going around and dug out nicely. Bohm there on the kill, but the lefty for Sargent County tried to get a kill attempt, Neustel, but again, Joe's in the back row to get it. Downs will send it over. It'll be set up. Going to the back row, kill attempt. No, nice job by Oak Grove with the block attempt. Push over by Bohm, and this is a nice little rally between both teams. This one pushed over. Nice dig on the outside by Oak Grove. It's going to be Downs from the outside. Blocked. Downs saves it, though. Pushed over Bohm, and we're still going. Sargent County will set up on the outside. It's Anderson going back row. There's Kramer. Set up by Christensen, going to Dowds for the kill. Oh, nice dig on the outside by Kadoon. Pushed over and then set up. Christensen, she's going middle to Bohm. Into the net, and Sargent County gets the point. What a rally by these teams as the Bulldogs gain a 2-point advantage. Hamann to serve. Jump serve, beautiful. Back row, Joes digs it out. Bumped by Christensen a little bit weakly as Bohm sends it over. It'll be set up towards the top in the middle. That's dug out and blocked as Carr was looking for the kill. Hamann getting into her setter position. Looking for the dig and does. And this one will be set up by Neustel to the outside. Anderson, no. Good job back there by Kramer. It'll just have to be bumped over by Christensen in the back row. Kadoon to Bixby on the outside. No. Dug out by Oak Grove. It's Downs, push, back row. There is Bixby. Set up on the outside of Anderson. That one too far in the net. We're going to get a violation, I believe. Or no, a double hit. I think they called that one on Anderson. Elena Anderson looking around incredulously. You know, if you know a word and know what it means, you should probably be able to pronounce it correctly. Get myself in that hot water a little bit too often. Peyton Downs staying out of hot water. She pushes that one towards the middle. Boom, right into the chest of Kadoon, but she's able to handle it. Bixby pushes it over. Oak Grove down 7-6 on the outside. Kramer too far. Point, Sargent County. Lena Anderson to serve. She's out there with Hammond, Bixby in front of her. Joined by Newstall, Carr, and Kadoon. The starters for Sargent County as they went for the block attempt on the outside. Kadoon tried to get it, goes off her fingertips. Outstretched arms, in fact, into the Sargent County bench, and Oak Grove gets the side out, and back to serve will be Joes. Aspen Joes, the sophomore. Good mixture of veteran and youth on this Oak Grove squad. The outside Kadoon push. Nice job by Kramer to get down and save it. Downs from the back row into the net. Point for Sargent County. Coach Hess Dolan, formerly a North Dakota State University volleyball player. She's got skill, she's got experience, but right now has to be a little bit frustrated with her team's, I would say, lack of execution. They're still in this one, down 9-7 as Olsen comes around. Nice set by Christensen. Olsen with all the strength on that one goes off the block attempt of the Bulldogs, and the point to Oak Grove. Oak Grove sends it over. On the outside, Kadoon went for the kill. Great block by Olsen. Then she ends up getting it over in a scramble drill by Sargent County. Christensen to Olsen, off a flailing attempt from Peyton Hammond to the point, and tie for Oak Grove. Sargent County with a setup for Kadoon to get the kill. Had to scramble just to get it over. Christensen set up her middle hitter beautifully. That one just off the top of the net, off Sargent County, out of bounds. And the point to the Grovers as they take a 10-9 lead. Christensen was a beautiful serve, skimmed the top of the net and seemed to throw off the Bulldogs slightly. Jump serve, it's deep, but it's handled by Anderson. Pushed up on the outside, going for the kill is Nelson, and it's in. Looked like in the background, Joes and Downs kind of looked at each other, thinking that one might go long. It did not, and the point to Sargent County. Coach Jenna Anderson calling out some instructions for her team, the lefty, Sadie Newstall. Set up Christensen, it's Olsen. Boy, push to the back row, and yeah, I believe we are gonna call a, well, that one's gonna be, looked like a lane violation. Couldn't see who that was on. I thought that one was going to be some sort of carry. It looked like almost Olsen palmed the ball and threw it, but the violation goes on Sargent County, and Oak Grove back in front. Kramer to the back row where Anderson handles it. Set up by Newstall. Pardon me. Yep, Newstall who set it up. Not that it matters anymore as DeVol hits it to the back row. There's Newstall again. Get to call her name and number to the outside. Pushed over, and we're going to get another violation by Sargent County. This one looked to be that Lily Lee was heading towards the net a little bit too aggressively, and Oak Grove will benefit off that one and get the point. And will get us to a timeout, our first of the game and the first of the first set with your score. Oak Grove 12, Sargent County 10. We'll break here on your live events broadcast of North Dakota High School Volleyball.
This is Chris Brecken from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to our growers. Your trust and fellowship is the driving force behind our dedication to your successful farming operation. We continue to invest in the education of our team to ensure your customer experience is outstanding. Thank you for the opportunity to be your planter experts. Stop by either of our locations in Hillsboro or Drayton, North Dakota, or visit planterdoc.com.
Back here at the Oak Grove Gymnasium, Dan Gunnarsson with you. A thank you to our sponsors. We'll have a post-game show brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash, the Energy Player of the Game brought to you by Ambridge, and the Precision Player of the Game brought to you by RDK Enterprises. Oak Grove holds a 12-10, make it 13-10 lead as the attempt from Nelson goes long, and another point for the Grovers. 13-10 now. They're starting to pull away. It was 10-8 at one point. Kramer with the serve, pushed it over. Bixby gets it over to Joes. Libero to libero, middle. Olsen push, no. Great job by Haley Nelson. Looking a little bit frustrated at her own play. Decides to send it back into Olsen's face, and a point for Sargent County. Ending the rally for the Grovers, it's Cadoon to serve. Gets it over. Dug out by Downs, and then Jones just bumps it back to her, so Downs will just have to swing it back to Cadoon, who bumps it towards the front. Set up by Hamann. Over to the outside. Set up by Newstall. This one goes way too far out of play as Downs gets a little bit aggressive on the attempt. And a point to Sargent County. Speaking of aggressive, Cadoon on the serve too long. Point Oak Grove, and it's 14-12. Ellie Olsen to serve. Swing, dug out by Bixby. Set up by Newstall. Go to the outside. Anderson, that one too far, and a point again to Oak Grove. So, as I would say, undisciplined, and I would use the term sloppy, Oak Grove played at the beginning of this set. We've now seen Sargent County kind of unravel at this point. Oh. Oh, okay. I guess I missed that one. I thought that was for sure a Oak Grove point, but the referees are saying that no, it is in fact a Sargent County point. Boy, that one looked long. I don't know what the call was there. I apologize for missing that one. Sargent County going to benefit from it, though, as they pull within a point. Downs goes to the back row. That one dug out by Nelson. Set up by Newstall to the outside. Nice dig by Joe. Set up by Christensen. That's a bump set to Downs, who will push it over to Anderson, who will set it up to Newstall, who will go to the middle of the car. Dug out by Kramer. Set up by Christensen. DeVold to the, off her fingertips. Unfortunate for her. Fortunate for Sargent County as they tie things up at 14. Mark that down as a potential turning point in this game. It looked to be a 15-12 lead for Oak Grove, but it turned into a 14-13 side out as Sargent County scrambles to save that one. Joes to Christensen, who pushed it over, and that one bumped around, and now we're going to get a violation on Oak Grove. Well, this one came over the net, and Coach Hess-Dahlen's got some questions. And Coach Hess-Dahlen trying to keep her squad in it mentally. Just a few things that have not gone their way in the last 3 points as Nelson serve goes over, Downs to the back row. Nice job by Cadoon. Set up by Newstall to the outside to Anderson. Push, there's Christensen. Bump to DeVold. She'll go to the outside to Down too far. Downs has to push it over. Bumped up by Carr, going to the outside. With it is Lee, and no, great job by Oak Grove to save it. Going to the middle, Carr, Christensen hit it, and then we're going to get another net violation. This time, I believe it's going to be on, looked like Mari Bowman. Coach Hess-Dahlen needs to talk it over with her team. Will break with her. A flurry of mistakes by Oak Grove have given Sargent County a 16-14 lead as we approach the end of set number 1. You're watching North Dakota High School Girls Volleyball on your live event.
The 2023 R&J Sports Fall Sports Guide is now available in digital format. You can view the 2023 Fall Sports Guide online and on mobile by visiting rnjbroadcasting.com and clicking on the Sports Guide link. View schedules, coaches' bios, and see plenty of photos and tidbits to get ready for the fall sports seasons. The R&J Sports Fall Sports Guide is now online and available at rnjbroadcasting.com.
Dan Gunderson back here on your live events broadcast of girls volleyball, North Dakota girls volleyball. Sargent County up 16-14 on Oak Grove. And still serving. Been some mistakes at the net for the Grovers. They've allowed the Bulldogs to kind of jump out in front as Nelson's serve goes over. Very line drive serve. There's Bohm trying to get the points back. Unable to do it as Sargent County scrambles. Gets it over as Anderson to Christensen. It'll be Kramer to the outside to Downs. Downs just has to push it over. Does deftly as this one is sent by Carr to the back row, and it's off of Joe's hands out of bounds. And a point for Sargent County. What a rally for them at this point. Now up 17-14. Nelson sends it over. Dug out by Kramer, set up by Christensen. Going to the outside, Downs will push it to the back row. Dug out by Nelson, set up by Neustel to the outside. Anderson off the fingertips of the block attempt from Oak Grove. Christensen will go back to Downs for the kill, yes! Cadoon couldn't handle it in the back row, and a desperately needed side out from Oak Grove to get them back to serving. It'll be McClone to serve. McCloyne, I should say. As Oak Grove will set it up. Christensen, this one to Bohm. That one is off a block attempt from Sargent County and a point for the Grovers. Rally scoring. You're never really out of a game. The side out gets you a point back in, and then if you're able to hold serve just a couple times, you could tie things up, and we are on the precipice of that if you're the Grovers. And that one is out. The line judge in the back said it was too far, and a service error from the Grovers gives the Bulldogs an 18-16 lead. And back to serve, Hammond. Dug out nicely in the back row by Oak Grove. It'll have to be Joes, who just couldn't get enough on that. Felt like it appeared to be that Joes felt Kramer was coming into her space, just a little undecided on whether or not she wanted to be aggressive towards that ball. And it ended up in a ball going into the net for Oak Grove as Christensen can't really handle a dig attempt by Joes that was sent too close to the net, and it's 20-16. Oak Grove hasn't really recovered from that odd, I would say, point for Sargent County, which we'll recap here towards the end. And there's Kramer unable to handle that one as it came in at her pretty aggressively. Tried to set it towards the front of the net. She seemed to be on her heels a little bit. And Sargent County now 21-16. That one's a nice serve towards the Oak Grove bench, and they scramble to try and handle it. Cannot. Peyton Hammond, the senior, she's on one tonight. And a timeout from Coach Hess Dahlin. We'll keep it right here with a score 22-16. Sargent County with the lead. At one point, it was at least what appeared to be a 15-12 advantage for Oak Grove. We had set ourselves up. We thought that was going to be the case. And as it turned out, a couple of the referees had decided that that one was off a Oak Grove player. And instead of it being 15-12, it was 14-13 Sargent County. And then since then, we have seen an 8-3 rally in points for the Bulldogs. Within this last 11 points combined, there's been just some really uncharacteristic errors, I would say, of the Grovers that have aided Sargent County's surge towards 25. And we are back out of the timeout as Hammond is still serving. Her jump serve really causing fits for the Grovers defense. Cadoon is going to bump it over. And again, just a tough spot to be in. McCloyne, I should say, not in a good position to get after that ball. And it falls to the hardwood, and a point for Sargent County. 2 away from taking the first set of this Region 1 matchup. That one is way out. And Hammond's serve is over, but the damage done by the Bulldogs. Up 6. It's Peyton Downs to serve. Oh, off the fingertips of Cadoon. She tried to push that forward, instead went behind her head. Good job by Sargent County to recover as Kramer has that one blocked, but it's blocked out of bounds. So Kramer will get the kill on the point to Oak Grove. Downs Needs a really good serving rally as it's dug out by Bixby. Pushed over by Anderson. Nice job by Bohm. Christensen pushes it back row, but Bixby towards the front. That one, a push attempt by Hammond, the setter. Tried to do what Christensen did on the other side. Could not. And it gives Oak Grove a point. Downs. Looping serve, dug out by Cadone. And that one, Jar, or I should say Newstall. No, that was Carr. My apologies. We'll get it over as Sargent County will set it up, going to the outside. Anderson looking for the kill too far. Good job by Joes. And Oak Grove has climbed back into this one at 23-20, and Coach Anderson wants to talk things over. Our Bulldogs just 2 points away from winning the first set, but Oak Grove has rallied to close the gap. It's 23-20, first set. Oak Grove down by 3 to Sargent County. You're watching North Dakota High School Girls Volleyball on your live event.
The Sargent Central Dollars for Scholars chapter is a nonprofit foundation that supports academic success in the community. The mission is to mobilize the community on behalf of post-secondary education success for the students. Dollars for Scholars chapters help hometown students achieve their educational goals by raising scholarship funds, establishing endowments, and more. For more information, scan the QR code on screen, stop by the Sargent Central School District, or find the Sargent Central Dollars for Scholars page on Facebook.
Welcome back from break as we come out of it. Peyton Downs with a service ace. The Bulldogs thought that one was going to go too far. It stayed in play, and it's 23-21. Downs into the net, service air. She's given the Grovers a chance, at the very least. Though Sargent County now just a point away, as it'll be Anderson. Dug out by Oak Grove is Bohm. It's too far, out of play. Set to the Bulldogs, 25-21, as they take the first one over the Grovers. Great job by both squads in that first set, but I would say the turning point in that one came down to a 15-12 lead to Oak Grove, reversed because of it looked like potentially a touch ball that went out of bounds and went Sargent County's way. They rally from that to get the victory in the first set. We will take our break. When we come back, second set action from the Oak Grove Gymnasium. You're watching North Dakota High School Girls Volleyball on your live event.
For 20 years, 702 Communications has been connecting people and businesses to the world through internet, telephone, and TV. And as your needs have changed, so has 702. Our dedication to our community and customers runs deep. So when you call, we listen. And you can trust that we'll never stop working to bring the latest technology to our friends and neighbors. Thank you for 20 years in business. The best is yet to come.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Dan Gunnarsson back with you here from the Oak Grove Gymnasium with the Grovers and the Sargent County Bulldogs battling in a Region 1 matchup. Sargent County taking that first set 25-21. It was really a great combination from everybody, although I will say that Peyton Hammond's serving in kind of felt like a 6-point run there for the Bulldogs helped give Sargent County more breathing room over Oak Grove. I can't stress this enough. This seemed to be going Oak Grove's way. It was 15-12, but just in looking up, A couple of the referees had changed things, gave a point to Sargent County. Coach Hessdalen looked perplexed. Wasn't entirely sure what the call was, and then from there it just felt like a downhill onslaught from Sargent County to Oak Grove as Sargent County got that first set win. But you get to refresh and reset. That's what Oak Grove does here in set number 2. Cadoon looking for the kill. Great dig by Joes on the outside, and Kramer will be able to bump it over for the Grovers as that one pushed over by Sargent County, and the point to the Bulldogs. Nustel. Serve with the return, pushed too close to the net, and then sent right back into the Oak Grove side by Haley Nelson. And Sargent County now has a 2-0 lead. Nice kill in the middle by Olsen, and the point to Oak Grove. Serve by Kramer. Dug out by Anderson on the outside. A kill attempt. Kramer tried to push it back down, scrambles to save it. Kramer will push it over. Set up by Newstill in the middle. Nelson going for the kill. Good dig by Christensen. Now on the outside, Downs will bump it over. Going back row to Bixby, who pushes it over to Newstill on the outside. Cadoon, who will push it over to Christensen. Kramer will bump set it to Downs. Jump, kill, back row Anderson. Set up by Newstill. Behind her to Lee. This one dug out by Christensen. I should say Kramer to Christensen to Downs. Push back row Bixby. Set up Newstill outside. Cadoon, kill. 3-1 Sargent County. Cadoon to serve. Great serve dug out by Kramer, but Christensen there to push it over. Now we're going to get a foul on Oak Grove and the point to Sargent County. Dug out nicely in the back row by Joes. Downs, sends over to Anderson. Newstill has to bump it up, but Anderson will push it over. Dug out by Christensen to Kramer, outside. This one sent over by Caitlin Swanson, who has entered the contest. Downs, pushes Christensen. Olsen, middle, off the hands of Cadoon and out. Boy, when they get Olsen in rotation, it is a nice-looking job by Oak Grove. And it would be really beneficial for the Grovers if they could get their middle hitter a little bit more involved. Ella Olsen off the top of the net, but gets it over as Cadoon goes to the outside. Anderson will adjust, send it back row to Olsen. Set up by Christensen on the outside. Downs, who has her attempt blocked. In the middle was Nelson, and it appeared to be Lee. Unable to control that one. Much like that serve was uncontrolled by Olsen into the net, and it makes it 5-3. Haley Nelson, the senior, to serve, jump serve. Handled nicely by Downs on the outside is Swanson, and oh boy, great job by Newstill to handle that one, but it's pushed right back by Downs into the hands of Carr, who sends it into the stands of the point to Oak Grove. Boy, it was a great attempt of a dig by Newstill right in front of us, or right down below us, I should say, as we're perched a little bit high above the hardwood here at Oak Grove. The Grovers going to retrieve the ball. This one, ooh, boy, it looked like that was headed out. Cadoon keeps it in, sent over by Carr. Christensen pushes it over back row. Bigsby set up by Newstill to Carr. Dug out by Oak Grove. Set up outside. It's Downs. She'll just push it over. Oh, great block in the middle by Lee. In to serve. Oak Grove had fits with her late in the first set. She has a running jump serve, gets a lot behind it. That one pushed up by Kramer. Downs tried to get the kill attempt and send it right into the net. And the point to Sargent County. No problem handling the serve. The spike attempt went awry. Serve off the net, and it aids Hamann, as Downs was there to return to dig, but because the ball clipped the top of the net, it slowed the momentum down. And the Bulldogs doubling up. Oak Grove. Back row. Oak Grove push toward the front. Downs will just have to bump it over. Kadoon too far as Downs is able to send that into the arms of Carr, who saves it, and Sargent County rewards the effort by sending it over. Blome, though, says, point us. Time to serve Oak Grove. Murray Blome, the junior, the middle hitter. Getting into the hands of Downs, who will send it over. That one kind of swiped at by Newstall as she's able to get it over. Boy, good job by Christensen to set up Bohm again. And another point for the Grovers. And pushed over by Hamann. Oak Grove ready for it. Kramer will just have to bump it over. Bixby, Hamann, Anderson, Joe's dug. Outside, Kramer going to get a shot off the block attempt to Sargent County. They'll control. Pushed over by Carr. Popped up by Christensen. Joe's will bump. Kramer going for the kill, too far and out. Back and forth contest in set number 2. And Oak Grove looking to get back into the serving side of things, and they do, as Bohm has really had a strong second set. Her third kill of the set makes it 9-7. Joe's to serve. Jump serve from the libero. Going to the outside, Kadoon. Her kill attempt handled well by Oak Grove. A couple back and forth. Olsen went to Newstall, who reacted well. She'll send it over to the left hand, but Joe's there and waiting. Christensen goes to the outside. That's Kramer off the block attempt from Sargent County. Can they? Will they? No. Boy, that went off Bixby into Anderson and then started heading for the concessions. And Coach Anderson for Sargent County wants an early timeout to talk things over with her team. Will break as well. 9-8 your score, second set. Sargent County with the lead over Oak Grove. You're watching North Dakota High School Girls Volleyball on your live event.
Buying a new home, but worried about the interest rate and terms from your bank? At First Class Mortgage, we'll find a mortgage that fits your needs. Shopping national banks and other lenders for the lowest rate and most affordable terms, saving you time and money. So all you need to worry about is enjoying your new home. First Class Mortgage, our expertise, your peace of mind. Put an expert to work for you. Call today.
Dan Gutterson back with you at the Oak Grove Gymnasium. Grovers trail Sargent County 9-8. Sargent County did take that first set 25-21. Joe's to serve and jump serve. It's too hot to handle for Bixby. A little libero and libero crime right there. And the Grovers have tied it up. This time Bixby's able to handle it and set up her squad for the attempt to get the kill, and they do. We haven't called her name a lot. Amber Carr does get the point, and the lead back to the Bulldogs. Olsen swing the gate, goes for the kill and the point. No, that one did go over the net. little depth perception issues on my side. It kind of looked like it almost went under the net by my vantage point. Clearly the ones that matter knew it did not, and Oak Grove cannot get a side out. They try to go again to Olsen as Sargent County again handles it. Cadoon too far, but we are going to get a tip. Boy, Hess Dahlin is perplexed. She's asking, can we bring the back lines judge together? Boy, she's saying that's missed by quite a wide margin. And she wants a conference. I don't think she's going to get it. And if we were to ask her or have a mic with her tonight, I don't think we'd have a lot of favorable things to be spoken about the back lines judge. Doesn't matter in the end. They're going with their call, and Sargent County with a 3-point lead as Newstall. Oh, my goodness. Christensen, who fell to the ground, was in a position to try and play that ball and just had to kick it up into the ground, kick it up into the air. And Sargent County just reacting precisely to Fargo Oak Grove's just out of position, getting the point. And Coach Hess Dahlin frustrated with the back lines judge, frustrated with her team a little bit, but can't help but smile as she reacts to Christensen's quick thinking by kicking the ball into the air and allowing Oak Grove to at least have an opportunity to score a point. They cannot on that last one. And right now, Sargent County looking to grow a 4-point lead. It's 13-9. Olsen says, ooh, tried to dump it into the lap. Newstall was ready. Cadoon with a point. It's 14-9. And we are going to get a coach timeout from Coach Hess Dahlin. We'll break with her as well. Sargent County growing in confidence and the lead growing with them. Your score halfway through the second set, Sargent County 14, Oak Grove 9. You're watching North Dakota High School Girls Volleyball on your live event.
I'm Darian Bitts. I'm confident on and off the field. And when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
I'm Doug Gray. I'm confident during the performance and when it's time for college. I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
Your live event bringing you North Dakota High School football from Fargo Oak Grove. It is the Grovers taking on the Sargent County Bulldogs. The Bulldogs right now enjoying a 5-point lead at 14-9 over Oak Grove as Bixby serves, gets it over, and Oak Grove scrambling to get the ball over as Christian tried to set up Olsen. Couldn't do it. Oak Grove on the kill attempt by Cadoon. Gets it back over. Cadoon will try again. Her attempt blocked again, and this time it proves successful for the Grovers. Get a side out and jump back into this thing. Christensen, she's had a solid game from her setter position. Will now get a chance at serving as we see Caitlin Swanson in. Serve, boy, Anderson let that go a very long way before trying to dig it out. As Sargent County gets it over, and problems for Oak Grove. A set attempt set too close to the net for Kramer, who sent it towards the top where it was met by Twin Towers, Cadoon, and Nelson, and the point to Sargent County. Sent over. Bulldogs will have to try and handle the Olsen kill, and oh boy, went off Anderson's hand, and Bixby kind of gave up on the ball as her and Cadoon went and looked at each other like, well, wasn't that going to be your ball? Maybe that should have been my ball. They have a discussion. I don't know if they came to a resolution, but they still have to be on the same side regardless. And try to get a side out for the Bulldogs. Boy, kill attempt blocked nicely on the outside. Swanson will get her own kill attempt blocked by Cadoon. Swanson will retain it, set it up for Christian. She go in middle to Olsen, who pushed it over, but there to push it back is Sargent County. Going to the outside is Downs with the kill. Downs, Peyton, great job. Instead of trying to go to the far side, went up the near side to get the kill and gives, I should say lessens the cushion for Sargent County to 3. Kramer will send it over. Anderson digs it out. Set up by Newstill, pushed over by Kadoon. Joes will push it towards the front of the net. Set up for Olsen. Boy, she was timed off, but it worked regardless. She was going to go for a kill in the middle and just didn't get great elevation and ended up bumping it over. But Sargent County, I think, caught a little bit off guard. Has that one fall to the ground, and the point to the Grovers. Kramer. Pushed up by Anderson. Bixby will go back row. Christensen sets it up to Kramer on the outside to Swanson, who just can't get enough on it. And it's 16-13 Sargent County. That one is too far from Kadoon. 16-14 Sargent County. Bulldogs hoping to not fall into the same trap that Oak Grove did in that first set. Oak Grove seemed to have control, and then things just snowballed out of it. Sargent County doing their best to make sure that doesn't happen, being led by Haley Nelson. Back to a 3-point advantage. Oak Grove going kill attempt, and the blocks were there for Sargent County. But Bohm, who's had a great second set, able to get through the Twin Tower blocks and the point for her. As we look to name RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the game, as that serve goes into the net. And a service error gives Sargent County a point, and the Enbridge Energy Players of the game. Right now, if the second set can go the way of the Grovers, Marie Bohm has really had a strong set to put herself in a position to be recognized by the end of this one. Still a long way to go as Downs pushes it over for Oak Grove, and Sargent County is in control. It'll be Anderson on the outside, tipped, but dug out on the back row by Oak Grove. Boy, that was tipped twice there. Oh, great job to send it to the back row. It's Bohm again. It looked to be that the tip by Carr went into her hands, and then she sent it back over. Bohm said enough with this, sent it to the back corner on the near side, got the point. Downs to serve. It's over. Dug out. Boy, Anderson couldn't control it that well. It's a back roll of barrel. Kill attempt, and this one into the bench. Christensen is going all over the court right now, saving balls for Oak Grove. She sets it up. It'll be Kramer to push it over back row. Bixby. Set up by Hamann. It's Kadoon. Back row. Joes tried to save it. At least keeps it up high enough so that her team has an opportunity to push it over. Kadoon. Set up to Hamann on the outside. Anderson, a little running push. No. But boy, Oak Grove is scrambling this one back row, and we're going to get a penalty. Unfortunately, on Oak Grove as the station, or I should say the pole ran into by Oak Grove. And it is a foul on the Grovers, or I should say a violation on the Grovers. And it gives Sargent County the point. Coach Hess-Dolan trying to get some clarity on that one. But she's had a lot of questions tonight. The rule book is going to get reviewed, I would assume, after tonight's contest by Coach Hess-Dolan. Sargent County, though, being in advantage of this one as Kadoon. She knew it, too. She kind of came up to that net a little bit too aggressively. Gets the net violation called against her, and it's 19-17. You can feel that Oak Grove is just a couple points away from taking over momentum in this contest as Joe's serve just skims the top of the net. Sent over by Newstill. Downs thought about going after, I think kind of broke the concentration of Joe's as Newstill gets the kill and the point to Sargent County. It's 20-17, just a back and forth. No one has really gained a distinct advantage in point rallies as Bixby sends it to Joes. Olsen, beautiful job. No, Sargent County saves it. And then they throw it over and down for the point. I thought that one was going to be an Oak Grove point. Unfortunately, the Grovers saw Sargent County push it over. And the point ended up going to the Bulldogs. And Coach Hess-Dolan is going to call a timeout. We'll break with her. 21-17 your score late in the second set. Sargent County with the lead. You're watching North Dakota High School Girls Volleyball on your live event.
The Milner Public School District has a long history of academic, artistic, and athletic achievement and is proud of the programs and education environment offered. A fully accredited educational system, Milner Public School District operates 2 separate school buildings, including Sundale Colony School. Over 85%, that's right, 85% of the graduates of Milner High School attend some form of post-secondary educational institution. You can find more information on the Milner Public School District online at milner.k12.nd.us.
Dan Gunderson back with you here on your live event. 21-17 your score. Sargent County with the lead. Maple River from a update from the outside. Maple River wins their first set over Lisbon. 25-20. That a your live event broadcast with our own Chase Miller on the call here. It's 21-17 Sargent County with the lead in the serve, and it's Bixby over. Oak Grove will return. Sargent County will set. Going outside. Cadoon has it blocked out of bounds. Christensen was there, but Cadoon too powerful. It's her birthday, after all. So she's going to have things go her way more often than not. Bixby, back row serve. Here comes Olsen. Oh, man. Oak Grove needs to do that a few more times. Neustel just getting into a position to try and handle that kill attempt. Had the power of Olsen rain down on her. 22-18. Serve is over, dug out by Anderson. It's Christensen serving, by the way, for Oak Grove. And, yeah, there's the lift called. And the point to the Grovers. Coach Hestalin, by the way, who is in our camera view, kind of slamming the ball down to the court. Happy to get that call. She's probably feeling like most are going against her squad tonight. As Nelson's attempt, the block by Olsen over there, and Swanson goes down to the ground. It's 23-19 Sargent County now, just 2 points away from taking a second set victory over the Grovers. To serve is the lefty, Neustel. Dug out by Kramer, set up by Christensen. Olsen to the back row. Boy, great job by Bixby to get there as this one is sent over. Boy, they were looking for 4 attempts as Peyton Downs runs into Joe's in the back row. They're okay. Got up a little bit slow. Here goes Nelson, back row in, and a point. Neustel got it over the service ace in the set point. Game 2, the Bulldogs 25-19 the victory. Sargent County does a great job of finishing things out here in the second set to gain a 2-0 advantage over their Region 1 rival, the Grovers. We will take a break. When we come back, we'll recap that second set, get you ready for the third. You're watching North Dakota High School Girls Volleyball on your live event.
Agri Valley Insurance is a local independent insurance agency located in Lemoore and Arthur. They specialize in providing coverage for your crop, hail, farm, home, auto, and commercial requests. Agri Valley Insurance has access to many different companies and will work hard to provide for your specific needs. Go to agrivalleyinsurance.com or call your local office in Lemoore or Arthur for a free quote or to discuss your insurance requests. Agri Valley Insurance wishes the best of luck to the area local teams.
I'm Darian Bitts. I'm confident on and off the field. And when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
I'm Doug Gray. I'm confident during the performance and when it's time for college. I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
The Bison Booster Club, an organization that is rooted in their support of the activities within the Milner Public School District and the City of Milner. They pride themselves on their community involvement in local donations to area projects and sponsorships to help make their community a pleasant place to reside. If you have any questions or are interested in becoming a Booster Club member, you can check out the Bison Booster Club on Facebook or talk with any of the existing members. The Bison Booster Club, helping make their community a better place to live.
Dan Gunderson back with you at the Fargo Oak Grove Gymnasium. Sargent County with a 2-0 lead over Fargo Oak Grove. The beautiful thing about broadcasting these games, we've got a great following from local fans. One local fan texted me the pronunciation of Bolmy. Apologize to her. Really, in large part, she had such a fantastic second set for Fargo Oak Grove. Unfortunately, wasn't enough for the Grovers as they fell 25-19 in that second set. Really felt like Karoon, the birthday girl, was leading the way for Sargent County to give them the advantage throughout that second set, giving them a 2-0 lead. Coach Hesdalen as well had some questions about calls, has through the first couple sets for Oak Grove, but they've also been a little bit loose in terms of positioning on some of the returns from Sargent County. So really, if they can tighten things up fundamentally, you can believe that Oak Grove has got a chance to get back into this one. As it stands right now, the third set begins with the Bulldogs with the lead. And looking to gain a first point in this third set. Push to the back, bumped up by Downs, going to the outside as DeVol's kill is blocked. Right there was Karoon and Nelson for the block and the point to Sargent County. Boy, Olsen, when she gets set up, Ellie Olsen is very tough to handle in the middle. And Oak Grove reaping the benefits of that one, tying things up at 1. Nelson goes to the back row, dug up by Joes. The outside, it's Downs, pushed over. Sargent County will handle, push to the back by Lee. Oak Grove scrambling to get there, Downs does. They'll go back to the outside. Karoon with the kill! Such power behind that kill on the outside. And it's 2-0. Sargent County. 2-1, I should say. Karoon. Harley, the sophomore. She serves into the net. Maybe a little bit too juiced from that kill attempt that put Christensen on her backside. And the service error puts into the hands of Ellie Olsen. And the Grovers. On the outside, it's Nelson, and there is Christensen again. She's being beat up in front of her bench as Nelson puts that one nearly into the stands, aided by Christensen. Nelson now to serve. Back row Downs. Christensen, kill attempt, Bolmy, no. Pushed over by Downs, what a great job, I should say, by Christensen, who was looking to go back corner. Looked like Nelson had creeped up from her position in the back row, and Christensen exploited it. Positioning key. This one's sent over, dug out by Sargent County close to the net. Newstall will handle it. Jar, should say Carr. Kill. And the point to Sargent County. Amber Carr, again, another player we have not called a lot of tonight. Her and Autumn Kramer on the other side, so important to the success of their squads, have been largely quiet. It has allowed for some other players to really step up for these teams. Bolmy on Oak Grove, one of them. Newstall, I should say Carr there. Starts saying her name, she starts getting into the action. Karoon digs that one out. Great job by Bixby to gather, and again, we've seen that a couple times. You had Carr, you had Hammond, And you had Newstall kind of look at each other, and that ball falls to the ground. And we're tied up at 4. Peyton Downs. Serve. Dug out, and it's Carr, back row, dug out by Joes. Downs to the outside. Kramer pushes it over. Hamann. Newstall. Carr. Boy, shouldn't have said anything about her uninvolvement because she's been absolutely involved. And Kramer on the other side as well. There's Downs. Christensen going back to Kramer. Out. Right in front of the judge. And too far from Downs. Anderson to serve. 5-4 your score. Sargent County. Anderson over. Downs, dig, set. Christensen on the outside. Kramer pushed over. Just not enough as Carr is there to block it. Anderson over. Joe's dig. Christensen set. Kramer with the kill attempt, but in the back row is Anderson to dig it out. Karoon dug out nicely in the back row by DeVol. This one tipped over. Nice job, Kramer, as it went off the hands of Hamann. And the point goes to the Grovers. Joe's to serve. Oak Grove trying to get back into this one, down 2-0. Jump serve to the back row, Anderson. Set up by Hamann. She'll go to Carr, to Downs, to Christensen, to Olsen. Point. Olsen feels like she can float and is able to find the open side of the court. And the point for the Grovers. Tied at 6. That one into the net. And it's Sargent County again. I tell you what, I don't know if Oak Grove has really had any kind of sustained rally at any point through the first 2 sets. And, you know, it would feel that the third set, there's got to be some kind of sustained run for the Grovers as they get a side out. Trying to get back into the groove of things. Kramer with the kill. We're tied at 7. Christensen to serve. On the outside, Nelson got set up beautifully by Newstall. Make it 8-7. Newstall has had some really good sets tonight. And that one put her outside hitter in a beautiful position to get the kill. We'll get a little bit of a rotation here. I believe we're having some issues with Christensen, might have some blood on the knee, and then that causes Coach Hesdalen to call a timeout so that they can clean it up and keep Christensen in the game for Oak Grove. We'll keep it right here. A reminder, after the game, we will have Tommy's Express Car Wash post-game show where we will name our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game and our Precision Player of the Game, brought to you by RDK Enterprises. 8-7 your score here in the third set. Oak Grove trailing Sargent County 2-0. Tomorrow, it's Football Friday across the region. Here's what your live event has bringing you. All 6:30 start times. Lisbon versus Central Cass. Frazee versus Hawley. We'll have Polk County West versus Mahnomen Waban. Larimore versus Maple River in some 9-man football, along with Richland versus Sargent County. We'll have Shanley versus Fargo South. Hillsborough Central Valley taking on Northern Cass, and then Carrington versus Thompson. That's all coming to you tomorrow night. Some Friday night lights in the great states of North Dakota and Minnesota. Your live event bringing you those broadcasts. Tonight, it's volleyball. Thursday night, glad you're with us here. Dan Gunderson bringing you Sargent County versus Fargo Oak Grove. The Grovers trail 8-7. Looking to tie things up, but Sargent County does a good job of blocking the kill attempt on the outside. Christensen goes back to Olsen. Oh, great dig by Newstall, and Sargent County staying alive on this point. Kramer has it blocked into the lap of Downs, and that one sent down to the ground by Nelson for the kill. She couldn't look any more uninterested. Like she is just disappointed in her own success. That look has got to be intimidating. And Sargent County with a 9-7 lead. No, pardon me. They actually called a net violation. I apologize. I got too caught up in my own call, and it's 8-8. So they called the net violation on Sargent County. Newstall again going hard to the ground to save that ball. She's really sacrificing her body. Olsen says, sacrifice this. Kill, point. Oak Grove, and it's 9-8 Grovers. Kramer to serve. Sent over. Dug out by Bixby. Newstall to Karoon. Oh my goodness, on the outside as Joes tried to save it and went right into the temple of Christensen, and we're tied at 9. Christensen's had a bloody knee. She's had to kick a ball to save a rally for Oak Grove. Now she has a ball go into her head. She has just taken the abuse on that side, but she's setting up her teammates for points. This time it's Olsen. Ten to 9 your score. Olsen sends it over. That one pushed too far. Lee almost made the brilliant move of catching Oak Grove out of rotation. Too far with her push, as that is a service ace for Olsen. The senior causing Coach Anderson from Sargent County to request a timeout. We'll break with her as well. Oak Grove holding a third set 12-9 lead as you're watching North Dakota High School Volleyball on your live event.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
Olsen back to serve for Oak Grove. They hold a 12-9 third set lead. That one almost too far. Saved, though, by Sargent County. They'll set it up on the outside to Leah. Pushes it over. Downs. Set. Christensen outside of the kill for the freshman. Foster to Bold. And Oak Grove starting to cook. Olsen. Boy, another ace from Olsen. Fourteen to 9. Oak Grove starting to pull away in this one. And another ace. Back to back. 15-9 your score. Sargent County falling apart in this third set. Trying to get out of this. Nelson, boy, we're going to get a net violation. Downs just got all tangled up in that one. I could see it from here. Kind of lost her spot on the court. And it is a side out for Oak Grove. I should say for Sargent County. And back to serve, and then a service error from Haley Nelson. And Oak Grove up 6. Boy, everything that went right for Sargent County those first 2 sets has gone wrong. It's nice to enjoy that 2-set cushion as Foster DeVold's serve goes into the net. And the Bulldogs back to serving. And like I've mentioned before, you really got to get to about that 21 or 22 point threshold before you can feel comfortable about a set, as that one is driven to the far side by Hamann. Sargent County. Hamann sets it up to Anderson, pushes off the arm. I believe that was DeVold Foster, or Foster DeVold, and it was. The point to Sargent County, and back to the point I was making, that at 16 to now 12, there's, yeah, a 4-point difference, but just a really couple good serves, and you string some points together, and the Bulldogs are back into it. You have the right person serving, although Hammond's serve does go out of bounds, and the point to Oak Grove, 17-12. Hammond had some very nice serves back to that first set where the Bulldogs were able to gain an advantage in the victory. About this time of the first set, I should say. But Oak Grove holding strong, looking for the point, and they get it. Bolmy! Don't call me Bohm. Call me point getter, the middle hitter. Bolmy, timeout, Sargent County. 18-12, SC's second of the set. We'll keep it right here with your score, 18-12, Oak Grove with the lead. The Grovers, 1-2 coming into tonight's contest. We had an opportunity last week to broadcast their matchup against Hillsborough Central Valley, a 3-0 win. Of course, in that game, one of the key players for the Grovers, Ellie Machaya, the lefty, a right side hitter, caused all kinds of fits for the Burros. Tonight, unfortunately, not in action, and unfortunately won't be in action for the rest of the season due to a season-ending injury. Foster DeVold getting her first opportunity to start a game. We've seen her get a kill in the third set as that one is sent too far by Peyton Downs and make it 18-13. Sargent County right back to Anderson to Downs. Set up by Christensen on the outside. That's Mulmy. Sargent County able to handle it. Christensen going back to the outside. Kramer pushed over. Dug out by Hammond. Set to the net. Cadoon will just have to bump it over. Set up by Oak Grove to the outside. Kramer kill attempt. Beautiful job on the outside. Bixby unable to handle it. 19-13 your score. Joe's back to serve. Into the net. Oak Grove creeping closer to that 25-point threshold, but Sargent County just not going away. Great block on the outside on the Cadoon kill attempt. It's Olsen and it's Christensen. Cadoon has been fantastic throughout this game. All three sets she has shown up, but Ellie Olsen has had a fantastic third set to counter that. There in the middle with the kill, Cadoon. Back and forth we go, just not a lot of back and forth left. If you're Sargent County down 5, back to serve Nustel. The lefty into the net, 21-15. The last thing you want to do if you're Sargent County is allow Fargo Oak Grove any kind of life. As Kramer's serve goes not too far, goes to the back row as Anderson go to Lee. Now coming over on the other side. Oak Grove is going to get the point. Foster DeVold with the kill. And it's 22-15. Now on Kramer with the ace. 3 or 4 aces from the Grovers in this set alone. It's kind of a lollipop over the net, but we saw that from Ellie Olsen when she served as well. And Kramer looking to get Oak Grove into the win column here in the third set. Nelson has different ideas for Sargent County. 23-16, and it's Cadoon back to serve. Olsen, oh yes, finesse. 24-16, and a set point coming up, and who else but Ellie Olsen. It's really been a driving force behind Oak Grove's opportunity to win this third set. As Sargent County scrambling to hang on. Cadoon from the back. Nice job, dig by Kramer. Olsen to Downs, who will swing it on over. Cadoon. Neustel going middle to Nelson, but the tip allows for Christensen to set it up for DeVold, and that one falls into her lap, and I believe we're going to get a lift, yes, on Oak Grove. So Sargent County still breathing, still life, 24-17. Nelson to serve, dug out by Kramer, set up by Christensen on the outside. It's Downs off the block attempt to Sargent County, pushed over by Carr, and Oak Grove can't scramble to save things. Kind of a last-second attempt there from Amber Carr, but it caught Oak Grove off guard enough that Sargent County was able to get to the point. The point, I should say, as the freshman sends it over. Cadoon was ready for it. Set up on the outside. Anderson push. Yes, point. Sargent County, 24-19. Nelson sends it over. Dug out by Joe. Set up in the middle was Bolmy. Bolmy trying to fight to get it back over as her and Christensen ran into each other. And we get a double hit. I believe Bolmy a little bit over-eager on that one as Christensen's telling her, just kind of let me handle that one. I'm there. You had your shot. I got it. They talk. They discuss. They nod heads. And they're in agreement. Haley Nelson trying to keep Sargent County alive. Got too close to the net. She knows it. Bolmy exposes her, gives Oak Grove the win. And set 3 goes to the Grovers, 25-20. 2-1, Sargent County still holds on to the lead, but we are going to a fourth set, and we will get to that right after this break. You're watching North Dakota High School Girls Volleyball on your live event.
Let's get real. Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends, and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
The Milner Public School District has a long history of academic, artistic, and athletic achievement and is proud of the programs and education environment offered. A fully accredited educational system, Milner Public School District operates 2 separate school buildings, including Sundale Colony School. Over 85%, that's right, 85% of the graduates of Milner High School attend some form of post-secondary educational institution. You can find more information on the Milner Public School District online at milner.k12.nd.us.
Dan Gunderson back with you on your live events broadcast of North Dakota High School Girls Volleyball. Sargent County with a 2-1 lead over Oak Grove. The Grovers, though, taking that third set 25-20. Ella Olsen, huge set for her, the middle hitter, the senior, giving Oak Grove the momentum to take that third set to get us into a fourth set. Elsewhere around the region, Maple River and Lisbon. The other broadcast on North Dakota Volleyball, your live event, is bringing you tonight. Maple River won that second set 25-20 as well, and they lead over Lisbon 2-0. 2-1 here from the Grovers Gymnasium. Dan Gunderson with you for tonight's broadcast. Opportunity now for Oak Grove to climb all the way back into this one. Execution was crisp towards the end for the Grovers. And to start the fourth set, it will be Sargent County to serve. Neustel, the lefty, gets it over Ella Olsen, right where she left off. Nothing Oak Grove. Kramer. Anderson dig. Neustel sets up, going back to Cadoon. Dug out by Christensen. Kramer to Downs. She'll go back row to Anderson. Neustel. Cadoon. Christensen got caught kind of in an awkward position there, but Oak Grove able to send it over. Bixby. Nelson. Christensen. Joes and, Downs. Boy, Christensen and Joes did a good job of keeping that alive, but Joes' attempt sent too far to the net, and the point to the Bulldogs. Kramer digs it out. Downs will send it to the back row where Bigsby's waiting. Go to the outside. Anderson too far into the Oak Grove bench and out of bounds. The point to the Grovers. Ella Olsen. Serving for the Grovers. Nelson going back to Olsen, who digs it out. Now she's from the back row. Will swing it over the net to Gadoon. Neustel sets it up to Anderson outside. Great block on the outside by Foster DeVold, who sends it too far and out of bounds. Point Sargent County. Nelson serves into the arms of Downs. Going for the kill is Bolmy. Yes, net violation on Sargent County. It wouldn't have mattered anyways. Bolmy with the kill and the point to the Grovers. Oak Grove looking to set it up. Christensen didn't really have anybody getting set for the kill, just pushes it over. The block attempt from Downs and Bolmy unsuccessful as Sargent County's able to get it through, and we're back to 3 apiece. Peyton Hammond. Jump serve. Set up by Downs. Gets it back from Christensen, who pushes it over in the point for Downs. Boy, it seemed like through the first couple sets, Oak Grove wasn't getting those to fall. Whether it be fatigue or just luck starting to go in their favor, it seems like the Grovers are now getting things to go their way, up 4-3 in the fourth set. As Neustel swings it over, Oak Grove will set up Bolmy. That ball is dug out by Cadoon, but too far to the net. Boy, that is the third or fourth time we've seen Neustel just throw herself to the court to try and save a ball. And that one for naught. As Oak Grove takes a 5-3 advantage. That lollipop of a serve we've seen a couple times work for Oak Grove and service aces. Sargent County able to scramble and save. Oak Grove going to try and set up to get the point. They're going outside Kramer, who will just have to send it far and out. That back line judge is right in front of her. She called it out. And from our vantage point, perched up above the gymnasium. It seemed to be the correct call, 5-4. Sargent County with the serve, now going for the kill attempt. Great block in the front by the Bulldogs. That one hit over. Oak Grove, though, will have a chance to go for the kill. It'll be Kramer going back row Anderson. Bixby, Cadoon, push, but there to dig it is the freshman. Joe's the libero to Bixby on the other side. Hamann will set up Newstall, whose attempt is blocked. There's Carr, but nice job by Downs to dig it out. Kramer will swing into the net, and the point to the Bulldogs. Anderson gets it over, dug out by Oak Grove. Just bumping it over, the Grovers. Sargent County, though, going for the kill. Cadoon, oh my goodness. Beautiful little misdirection from Cadoon. She had the blockers going to her right. She said, I'm going left. Ball goes down, point Bulldogs, and they hold a 6-5 lead. Anderson, it's over to Downs. Set up going to the outside to Bolmy. Sargent County scrambling. But Oak Grove seems composed. In the back row, Bigsby going for the kill. Boy, that was a very nice attempt from her. Oak Grove going to return the favor as Anderson takes the Kramer kill to Cadoon. Again, tries to go for it, and it's in again! So she has gotten the Oak Grove defense a couple times, almost like throwing a changeup in a fastball count. And Oak Grove now has to be wary of that little finesse push by Cadoon now, as, speaking of finesse pushes, Kramer gets the kill. And it's 7-6. Back to serve is Joe's. First serve is over into Bixby. Sends it almost too far, but goes over the hands of Olsen. And Sargent County looking for the kill attempt. Newstall had her kill blocked by Kramer. Bixby sends it over. Sent by Christensen for Olsen, down for the kill. Noah Olsen. With the kill. And it ties things up at 7 apiece. Serve is too far and out of bounds. Sargent County back in front. Serve over, dug out by Oak Grove. Kramer for the kill attempt and a block in the middle. Nelson sends it back. And it's now 9-7. Sargent County. Bixby still serving. And goes over. Joe's to Christensen to Olsen, who's blocked. This time it's Cadoon. And Sargent County regaining momentum. Kramer, back row to Anderson. Dug out by Oak Grove. Downs will push it over. Newstall, set up in the middle. Nelson back row, Joe's. Kill attempt, nice shot Kramer, but boy, what a dig by Bigsby. Set up for Olsen, sends it over, dug out Anderson, tipped over by Nelson. Oak Grove, though, still has an opportunity. Cadoon saves it, almost from her butt. No, we're gonna get a violation, I believe on Newstall. And the point to Oak Grove. Oak Grove gets the side out they needed, down 10-8 as that one is sent over by Joes. Set up for Olsen, who goes, push, beautiful job by her to get the point. And it's 10-9. Serving again for Christensen. Dug out by Anderson. Sent over by Nelson. Christensen a bump to Kramer. She does the same over the net. To the middle, Nelson. Nice blocks by Olsen and Kramer. Downs going back row. There's Bixby. Set up by Hamann. Cadoon. Oh boy, great job, and it is in! What a job by Christensen! As Cadoon went to the well one too many times, and Christensen gets the save and then the point and a timeout from Sargent County. All tied up at 10 apiece in this fourth set. Will break as well. You're watching North Dakota High School Volleyball on your live event.
Milner Grain understands that agriculture is your livelihood, and we're committed to providing you with the highest quality of services to meet your farming needs. Milner Grain has a passion for our community and the farmers we serve. Milner Grain is locally owned and operated, plus has extended harvest hours. When you're looking for a partner in the field, look to Milner Grain. Call 701-427-5284 or check out Milner Grain's app with current up-to-date prices. Milner Grain is here to help you and your farm grow.
Dan Gunnarsson back here at the Fargo Oak Grove campus, home of the Grovers, with this fourth set turning into quite the battle. Oak Grove stumbling a little bit, was down 10-7, has fought their way all the way back to tie things up at 10. An electric play by Christensen to get a side out. Joe's in the back row digging that attempt from Nelson out. And Sargent County will go again to Cadoon. That one blocked. This time it's the freshman, Foster DeVold. And Oak Grove has gained the lead. Christensen. Anderson has to dive to get that one. And Sargent County will harmlessly send it over. Set up Christensen. Olsen going for the kill. That one sent too far back, but a great job by Sargent County to get the dig. They're going to go to the freshman on the outside, and that one falls down for a point as Nelson couldn't send it back with her block attempt. 12-10 Oak Grove. The rally continues to grow for the Grovers. Off the net, Bigsby. High into the gymnasium ceiling, but sent over by Sargent County. It's Olsen, push to Neustel, who's able to send it up and save it, then swung on over by Bixby. Joe sets it up for Christensen to Olsen, who sends it over. Hamann to Christensen to Joes to the outside. Katie, or I should say Elena Foster DeVold, into the net. And the point for Sargent County, desperately needed side out for the Bulldogs. Just got an update. Maple River has swept Lisbon as they win the third set 26-24. So Maple River a 3-0 victory over Lisbon. Region 1 action here in Oak Grove, and we are tied now at 12 in the fourth set between the Bulldogs and the Grovers. Sargent County leads 2-1. They took the first 2 sets of this one. Oak Grove won the third set 25-20. And looking to get the fourth set to go their way, and out of play. Boy, it was kind of a little bit of back and forth between Neustel and Bixby. Bixby just trying to swing it over. Couldn't land it in play. And Oak Grove back in front, and Kramer back to serve. And a ace. Cadoon unable to handle that one. Oak Grove in the last couple sets has had 4 service aces, and really they're not doing anything particularly difficult. I think it's more so the placement of the ball. Speaking of placement, Good job by Christensen to manage that Nelson kill attempt. Lee sends it over, sent up by Christensen, bumped over to the freshman who gets it right into the hands of Neustel, who gets it over to Bixby to Christensen. Bumped up by Kramer to the outside. It's Downs, back row Anderson. Bumped up or set up by Neustel to Kadoon. You kill. That had to feel good for the sophomore. (14-13) Oak Grove with the lead. Sent over by Kadoon. Set up for Olsen, and it is tipped in anyways. When all else fails, Ella Olsen prevails. 15-13 your score. And she's back to serve. Swings it over. Sargent County will push it over. Set up for Bolmy. Sargent County swings it around. Bolmy tipped it. Gives it to Christensen. It goes to Downs. Kill attempt. And the point for Oak Grove. Downs, we have not called her name a lot from that side tonight. But gets her name into the scoring column with that kill, and it's 16-13. Nelson the outside. Christensen moves into the territory to handle the kill attempt. Sent over by DeVold Foster. Foster DeVold, I should say. That one well over the head of Christensen. Tipped anyways. I believe it was in regardless. And the point to Sargent County. Nelson to serve, sends it over to Kramer. Christensen. Downs just did not get enough lift on that ball. And the mistake gives Sargent County another point, and it's 16-15. Nelson sends it over. Dig attempt by Joes, handled by Christensen as she sends it back. But now Sargent County on the attack. Carr. Handled well by Kramer. Downs pushed, is blocked by Lee and Carr. Carr gets that one. That one on the block attempt doesn't go back over to Oak Grove. Instead stays on the Sargent County side of the net, and it's 17-15. Nice serve by Foster DeVold. She puts her spot on the back row as Sargent County returns her serve. Pushed over by Christensen. Neusel handles it. Bump attempt. Lee just has to push it over. Christensen will set it up for Bolmy and the point. Foster DeVold to serve. There's a conversation right now. You can hear a pin drop in this gym. Not entirely sure what this conversation is in regards to. And Peyton Downs has come over to her bench as there is a timeout from the Grovers, and it looks like Coach Hesdallen and Peyton Downs will run to the locker room to check some things out. And we'll keep it right here with our score 18-15, Oak Grove with the lead. And one of the head referees for this contest had noticed something about about Peyton Downs that I don't know if it concerned her, if she was worried about something with how Downs was kind of acting. You'd almost equate it to, and funny enough, the start of NFL football tonight, but when a referee notices someone has a concussion, I'm not giving any kind of medical diagnosis for Downs or where she sits today, and as she comes back onto the court. So she comes back with a new jersey, and it ended up being blood on the jersey is what they ended up calling it. Again, from our vantage point, we couldn't see, but just from where I was sitting, it just seemed like Downs is a little bit uncomfortable. Of course, with how quiet it got into this gymnasium, anybody would be uncomfortable being the center of attention. Downs and Coach Hesdalen, they weren't going to the locker room for medical attention. They were going to the locker room for a wardrobe change. Downs doubles up, goes to 14. It's 18-15. Oak Grove still with the lead. We'll see how Downs plays in the new digits. She's getting an attempt for a kill. Too far. She needs that jersey back. Go get her 7. And Sargent County. Serve, and that one, oh boy, great job by Jost to let that go over her head. Hamann sent a rocket her way, and at the last second, she decided she was not going to try to return it. Back to service Downs. Oak Grove up 19-16. Hamann sent it towards Downs, who's able to save it. Pushed over, no. Kramer had it tickle the top of the net, but it would not go over to the Sargent County side. 19-17. Bulldogs. Anderson back to serve. And an ace. 19-18. Sargent County. Serving Anderson. Dug out by Foster DeVold. Bolmy in. Yes. And the kill gives the side out to Oak Grove. It's 20-18. Joes to serve. Jump serve sent over. Carew can't handle it. It's an ace. 21-18. Coach Anderson wants a timeout for Sargent Central. We'll break with her. Late in the 4th set, Oak Grove holds a 21-18 advantage over the Bulldogs. You're watching North Dakota High School Volleyball on your live event.
Every farmer has a good story about picking rocks. Want to hear ours? To this day, we pick rocks on our founder's farm, and they go into every Bell Bank branch we build. How's that for rock-solid commitment?
Every bank wants you to open an account. Then along come sneaky fees. Sneaky, sneaky. If you hate sneaky fees, switch to Bell Bank. We give sneaky fees the boot. Bell.
Joes to serve. 21-18 your score as we're back in action here from the Grover's Gymnasium, and Sargent County gets the side out. your score. Serve over by Bixby, dug out by Downs, set up by Christensen for Olsen, and the point. She has such great control when she comes around for that kill attempt. And she throws the blockers of Sargent County off. She's done it a couple times where she's just able to hold for just a tick longer than they are and push over the attempt to get the kill. On the other side, we have Kramer, that block. Sent back to Bixby. Hamann to Newsel. Gets over to Oak Grove. Kramer will try again from that side. That one is blocked out of bounds by Nelson. And another point to Oak Grove. 2 away from making this go to a 5th and decisive set. And it's Christensen to serve. Too far is Christensen, and Sargent County back in control. And it's Newsel to serve. Dug out by Kramer, set up by Christensen to Olsen. The push, who's still there. Bixby will set up Karoon, who pushes it onto the other side of the net for the point. (23-21). Sargent County down 2 in the fourth set, up 2-1 over Oak Grove in this Region 1 matchup on your live event. Dan Gunnarsson here with you. We'll get to name a couple players of the game after this one concludes. Olsen, hoping she's going to be one of them if the Grovers can climb their way back to a victory. They're looking just to get a fourth set win as Christensen's able to handle that Nelson kill. Downs and Kramer, miscommunication. And the point to Sargent County, they're only down 1. Remember, Tommy's Express Car Wash is your post-game show sponsor. We'll have the Enbridge Energy Player of the Game and the RDK Precision Player of the Game. Christensen sends that one too far. Boy, Downs, nice save as Nelson was trying to get the tie. That one, Oak Grove unable to get a side out. This one saved by Christensen, the one-arm dig. Downs just pushes. Bixby will set up Nustel to Karoon, and that one is out. Karoon. Boy, you know, Oak Grove was ready for that attempt as Karoon has tried that a few times tonight. The last time before that she tried it, Christensen made an amazing save with the right arm to give Oak Grove a tie at 10 apiece in this fourth set. And right now, the mistake by Kadoon has given an opportunity for a set point for Oak Grove, but Nelson says no! Haley Nelson and Sargent County a point away from tying this thing up at 24. And it's the birthday girl, Kadoon. Can't do it, into the net. We go to a fifth set. Oak Grove, Sargent County going to one more set here from the Oak Grove campus. When we come back, we'll bring you that fifth and decisive set in this Region 1 contest. What a matchup tonight between the Grovers and the Bulldogs. You're watching North Dakota High School Volleyball on your live event.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in North Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the NDHSAA and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Keep your job site stocked with reliable service from Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters. Our team specializes in everything concrete. That means hand tools and equipment, rebar of all shapes and sizes, concrete forming packages and ICFs, decorative concrete materials like color, stain, sealers, and coatings. And let's not forget our impressive fleet of winter construction equipment to keep the concrete flowing all year round. If you've got concrete questions, we've got concrete answers at Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters. Visit us today at any of our 6 locations.
Dan Gunnarsson back with you from the Oak Grove Gymnasium in North Fargo. Oak Grove, the Grovers climbing all the way back into this one to tie it all up at 2 sets apiece. Just to give you a little bit of a recap here, the first 2 sets went Sargent County's way, 25-21 and 25-19 respectively. Oak Grove gets that third set. Ella Olsen, a huge set for her in the third, a 25-20 victory in that one. And with a very close contest in the fourth set, Oak Grove takes it 25-23. Carly Kadoon had an opportunity for Sargent County to extend that fourth set. Unfortunately, her serve goes into the net, and Oak Grove comes away victorious. It is tied at 2 sets apiece between these two Region 1 teams. They saw each other during the Northern Cass Invitational when we had a chance to talk to both coaches before this game. They were familiar with each team's strategy on how they were going to go about trying to get a victory tonight. Sargent County was able to execute early, get those first 2 set victories, but it's been Oak Grove in the last 2, and we are tied at 2 sets apiece. Both teams came in with an overall record during the regular season of 1-2, and both fell in their last contest. For Sargent County, it was a loss at Oaks on Tuesday in a similar 5-set fashion, and they're really not trying to have the same movie play again, and Sargent County starts out the 5th set by dropping a point to Oak Grove, and the Grovers take a 1-0 lead. Christensen to serve for the Grovers, and yes, a net error as Nelson flew into the net. And another point for Oak Grove. It's 2-0. Christensen, great serve. Nelson has to send it over. Downs, wearing the new number 14, gets it to Christensen to Olsen. Kadoon saves it. Boy, Sargent County kind of running all over themselves so far, but Oak Grove is just going to have to harmlessly dump it over. Bixby to Hammond to Nelson, and it is out. And the point will go to Oak Grove. Boy, they're looking for a tip, but I think that went between both blockers. So the point to Oak Grove, and all the questions that Coach Estella had in the first couple sets about some calls that didn't go her way. Things are now smiling upon the Grovers. It's 4-0 Oak Grove to open up this 5th set. Coach Anderson wants a break. We'll take one with her. 4-0 Oak Grove, 5th set. You're watching North Dakota High School Volleyball on your live event.
This is Chris Brecken from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to our growers. Your trust and fellowship is the driving force behind our dedication to your successful farming operation. We continue to invest in the education of our team to ensure your customer experience is outstanding. Thank you for the opportunity to be your planter experts. Stop by either of our locations in Hillsboro or Drayton, North Dakota, or visit planterdoc.com.
Back to action in Oak Grove. The Grovers 4-0, 4th set. Christensen. Serve gets over to Anderson. Nussel had set up Nelson, who took out a lot of frustration on the ball. And it goes off a Grovers defender, and it'll be a point for Sargent County. 4-1 now, and back to serve Nussel. He gets it over. Grovers return it. Set up, Kadoon. That's a side out for the Grovers. And Sargent County down 5-1. Since that Central Cass win, back-to-back 5th set games, they lost to Oaks on Tuesday, 3-2. And down 5-1 to the Grovers. Kramer goes to the opposite side of the court. Sargent County ready for it. Oak Grove not ready for that from Kadoon. Five to 2, your score. Kadoon went right up the line to Downs. Sends it almost into the bench. Christensen saves it back to Downs, who sends it over. Nelson off the block attempt of Oak Grove. They'll control. Here comes Downs, push back, Kadoon. Set up, Nussel, 2, Lee, block attempt, gives control, 2, Oak Grove, again, Sargent County, Nelson will send it over to the back row, Joes, to the other side, Downs to Kadoon, who saves it. It'll be set up, Anderson, it'll be sent over by Nelson, Downs, Christensen to Olsen, who sends it into the net, and the point for Sargent County. Great rally. And Sargent County holds serve. 5-3 your score. Bulldogs looking to climb back into this one. It was 4-0, then 5-1. Kadoon to Downs. Olsen from the back row like a bullet. streaks up to the court with the kill. Great set by Oak Grove to give Olsen an opportunity to get the point. Now she's serving. Into the hands of Bixby as Nelson. No, pardon me, that's Lily Lee, who gets the kill at the front of the net. And it's 6-4. So Oak Grove still with a 2-point lead. This one sent over by Nelson. Downs, goes to the back row. Nelson not ready for that one. She flings the ball back over to the Grovers side of the net. It's 7-4. Foster DeVold sends it over. That one sent to the back row by Bixby. A dig attempt by Foster DeVold goes too far. Christensen there, man in the net. She'll set up on the outside. Downs. Oh, good dig by Anderson. Saves it for Sargent County. Bolmy, point! 8-4, your score. Timeout, Coach Anderson will stay here with it as Oak Grove trying to complete the comeback, down 2-0. Had trailed Sargent County, who had won that first set 25-21, second one 25-19. Oak Grove 25-20 in the third set, and then that fifth set 25-23. They now lead this fifth set 8-4 over Sargent County, and looking for their second victory of the year. Their two losses to Northern Cass and Wyndmere Lidgerwood, as the serve from Foster DeVold goes into the net. And it's 8-5. Back to serve, Peyton Hammond. Now Hammond's serve, she has a running jump serve. It's more common to see standing serves at the high school level, but as you see, Hammond's serve comes with a lot of force behind it and still has to get herself to the front of the net to be the setter. Oak Grove handling things well. Cadoon has that dig attempt go up into the ceiling, and as a scramble drill occurs, I should say, from Sargent County because of that dig attempt. Cadoon and Anderson collide, sending Anderson to the ground into her bench. And to add insult to injury, it's 9-5 Oak Grove with the lead. Carr, back row, Joes. Middle, Bolmy, and found the seam, exploited it. It's 10-5. Remember to stay tuned for our Tommy's Express Car Wash post-game show. Hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to Coach Hesdalen along with a player from Oak Grove. It's Peyton down, sends it over, dug out, sent over to the other side of the net. Musil, nice dig on the back by Joe. Is not Kramer able to just push that one over to the middle. Carr back, there is Foster DeVold. It's Kramer, push over, nice dig by Anderson. Carr, Foster DeVold, says it's hers. She sends it over. Bolmy, boy, that ball traveled too far. Christensen points, says, my bad. Looked like Bolmy had a good run at that one. He'd been a little bit more loft on it. I think he would have given Bolmy an opportunity to get the kill. 10-6, serve over by Anderson. Dug out, sent over. Bolmy again will just have to push it to the back. Nice job by Bixby. Newstill sends it over. We're going to get a net violation. This is on Oak Grove. So Sargent County getting back into things here. It's 10-7. Anderson, serve, goes over. Dug out by the Grovers. Set up on the outside. Joes will just have to bump it over. That block attempt at the middle of the net. Nice job by Bolmy to send the car kill attempt back. Kramer will have her own attempt. Get over onto the other side of the net and down for the point. Kramer inching Oak Grove closer. 11-7 your score. Joes. Jump serve from her, dug out by Bixby. Set up, pushed over Cadoon, blocked into the Sargent County side. Great job by the defense of Oak Grove. Christensen there to get the attempt. And now we're going to get a substitution from Coach Anderson. Cadoon is out. Chloe Bogert is in. And right away gets set into the action. Handles it, but Oak Grove will get a chance to send it over. It's Kramer. Bixby set up. Hamann, Carr, back row, dug out by Downs, set up by Christensen. Kramer, back row. Good job by Anderson to send it over. Olsen can't handle it. Christensen saves it. Olsen, though, has that ball sent into Carr. Downs there to save it. Kramer to push it, and it's set up by Bogert. To Hamann, to Nussel. Downs. Christensen pushed it back row. Bixby waiting. Hamann just tries to flick it over. I believe it would have been a really good attempt because I don't think Kramer was ready for that. Just based on her reaction, I believe she was sucked in too close to the net. Great idea from Hamann. However, the execution not perfect. And Oak Grove up 13-7. Anderson, oh, great save. And then, oh no, it's sent into the rafters by Hamann. Anderson's attempt for naught. It's 14-7. Not only set point, but game point. 14-7, Oak Grove on the precipice of completing the comeback. Joes sent over. Bogert digs it. Anderson. And then that one is sent out of bounds by Bixby, and Oak Grove completes the comeback. 15-7 in the fifth set and wins this 3-2 over Sargent County. What an exciting matchup from the Oak Grove Gymnasium. And we'll have an opportunity on Tommy's Express Car Wash postgame show to talk all about it. Your final from Oak Grove, the Grovers 3, Sargent County 2. You're watching North Dakota High School Volleyball on your live event.
The 2023 R&J Sports Fall Sports Guide is now available in digital format. You can view the 2023 Fall Sports Guide online and on mobile by visiting rnjbroadcasting.com and clicking on the Sports Guide link. View schedules, coaches' bios, and see plenty of photos and tidbits to get ready for the fall sports seasons. The R&J Sports Fall Sports Guide is now online and available at rnjbroadcasting.com.
The Sargent Central Dollars for Scholars chapter is a nonprofit foundation that supports academic success in the community. The mission is to mobilize the community on behalf of post-secondary education success for the students. Dollars for Scholars chapters help hometown students achieve their educational goals by raising scholarship funds, establishing endowments, and more. For more information, scan the QR code on screen, stop by the Sargent Central School District, or find the Sargent Central Dollars for Scholars page on Facebook.
For 20 years, 702 Communications has been connecting people and businesses to the world through internet, telephone, and TV. And as your needs have changed, so has 702. Our dedication to our community and customers runs deep. So when you call, we listen. And you can trust that we'll never stop working to bring the latest technology to our friends and neighbors. Thank you for 20 years in business. The best is yet to come.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Buying a new home, but worried about the interest rate and terms from your bank? At First Class Mortgage, we'll find a mortgage that fits your needs. Shopping national banks and other lenders for the lowest rate and most affordable terms, saving you time and money. So all you need to worry about is enjoying your new home. First Class Mortgage, our expertise, your peace of mind. Put an expert to work for you. Call today.
Dan Gunderson back with Coach Michaela Heston of the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers after that 3-2 victory here on the Tommy's Express Car Wash post-game show. What a fun game. What a just lot of things going on. And, you know, for me being up here, I don't get a lot of insight on what goes down on the court. I want to start, and congratulations on the victory, by the way. First and foremost, let's start with that first set. And it's 15-12, at least that's what I thought it was supposed to be. And then all of a sudden the point got flipped and Sargent County gets served and it's 14-13. And it seemed like they went on a run and took that first set from there. Take us through what happened there, because you seemed as confused as most of us in this gym.
Yeah, I think there was a ball that they had called a touch on, and I didn't see any sort of touch, you know. And of course I question it because I'm sitting here watching and frustrated with that because it's a momentum changer, like you said. All those little things help the momentum of the game, and it really did hurt us. And we decided that, you know, after those first 2 games, enough was enough with the momentum. We were going to have the momentum on our side, and we were going to push every single point. Yeah, getting into that third set being down by 2, it seemed like Ella Olsen really took over in that third set. Talk about her game and what she meant to you guys throughout this contest. Yeah, super proud of her performance tonight. You know, it's hard coming off of a loss last week and then not having a game on Tuesday, and then playing this game here and being down 2 sets. It's never easy to come back, you know. But they had such good composure throughout the whole game. And, you know, we talked about playing as a team, right? 6 individuals on the court is not going to be a successful team. So we really focused on changing that the third set, and Ella did a great job leading us there. Talk about Bolmy and how she played tonight. She seemed to have a really great second set, kind of carried that over throughout the rest of the game, came up with some key points throughout. Talk a little bit about her, you know, performance tonight. Yeah, also super proud of her. I think our middles did a great job tonight, and it starts with our serve receive, getting the ball up to them and getting up to Taylor to make that set. But we worked a lot in practice about hitting high hands, right? You're in the middle, you're going to have at least 1 big block in front of you, maybe even 2. So instead of going low at that seam, go high at those hands and make those defensive players work for that and make that blocker work for that block. And I think she did a great job with showing that tonight. Be remiss if we didn't talk a little bit about Taylor Christensen. She seemed to be all over the place. Probably had the highlight of the game by being able to keep a ball alive by kicking it, which I kind of watched your face. You seemed to be upset she wasn't in position, and then kind of caught yourself going, that's a heck of a play by her, but just all-around game from Taylor. She seems to really be your rock, kind of keeps the team steady. She is. She's such a great leader on our team, and every time she steps on the court, I expect amazing things from her, you know, and like those feet plays, you know, I'm like, okay, yeah, you weren't in position, but you made it work, you know. She brings up our team. She pushes everybody to be better every single day, and she really pushes herself to be better every single day, and that's what we need out there, you know, to be successful, is to have everybody pushing each other, giving effort every single ball, and she really works to help our team do that. Now, moving forward, obviously, it's early on in the season, but it feels like there was a lot to gain from this contest where you found yourselves down 2-0, come all the way back to win things 3-2. What's next for the team as you work on things to improve moving forward? Yeah, I think getting that rut right away hurt us. I think so. Really focusing on being on top of the play every single ball, being ahead of the play, and keeping those rallies and those momentum changes on our side, of the positive side, you know. And then keep working on our serve and passing game. I think I say that almost every time. Serving and passing is huge. And I think towards the end of the match, too, that's something we did. We really put our serve aggressively onto their passers, and it kept them out of system, which helped us so much.
Yeah, well, it helped you guys get to the victory 3-2, and at the end, that's what matters, what's on the scoreboard from that point, and time to build on things moving forward. Coach Esdalon, congratulations, and thank you for your time on the Tommy's Express Car Wash post-game show. Appreciate it.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
That was Coach Michaela Esdalon, the head coach of the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers, here joining us on the post-game show. When we come back, we'll name our players of the game. You're watching North Dakota High School Volleyball on your live event.
I'm Darian Bitts. I'm confident on and off the field. And when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nb.gov/confident.
I'm Doug Gray. I'm confident during the performance and when it's time for college. I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
The Milner Public School District has a long history of academic, artistic, and athletic achievement and is proud of the programs and education environment offered. A fully accredited educational system, Milner Public School District operates 2 separate school buildings, including Sundale Colony School. Over 85%, that's right, 85% of the graduates of Milner High School attend some form of post-secondary educational institution. You can find more information on the Milner Public School District online at milner.k12.nd.us.
Dan Gunderson back here on your live events broadcast of North Dakota High School Volleyball. Wrapping things up on the Tommy's Express Car Wash post-game show. What a great matchup between these two teams, the Grovers and the Bulldogs of Sargent County. Awesome job by both teams, but typically when it gets to these things, we have just one opportunity to name the players of the game, and that usually falls with the winning team. And tonight it was the Grovers in 3-2. We will start out by talking about our RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the Game. For precision planting updates, information, questions, contact RDK Enterprises in Hillsborough and Drayton. That's 701-636-2119, or visit planterdoc.com. RDK Enterprises is here to help you. Taylor Christensen was here to help Fargo Oak Grove. We talked about it with Coach Esdalon in the post-game show, just her ability to be everywhere for this team. Her precision play really helped keep the Grovers in this one and afloat through those first 2 sets into the third and the fourth, and final the winning 5th set for the Grovers. So that is our RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the Game. We also get a chance to name the Energy Player of the Game, brought to you by Enbridge. Life takes energy. Enbridge, energy for life. Enbridge.com for career opportunities. The Energy Player of the Game, who else? Ellen Olson, the middle hitter, the senior for this Oak Grove squad. What a great third set. Really carried that momentum into the remaining 2 sets for the Grovers, and she is our Enbridge player, Energy Player of the Game for the Grovers. Thank you to Tommy's Express Car Wash for bringing you this post-game show. One more time as we look at the recap. 3-2, Oak Grove with the victory. They lost the first 2 sets to Sargent County, 25-21 and 25-19, rallied back 25-20 in the third, 25-23 in the fourth, and the final 15-7 in the third to win 3-2. The Grovers victorious. They move 2-2 overall and a Region 1 victory at that for the Grovers. Thank you again to Tommy's Express Car Wash, the post-game show. Love your ride at Tommy's Express Car Wash. Sign up for the Tommy Club through the app today, and new members get their first 30 days free. Tommy's Express Car Wash with 2 locations in Fargo and 2 in Moorhead. They have the tools and the expertise to keep your car clean inside and out. That's going to do it for Dan Gunderson from the Oak Grove Gymnasium. The final, the Grovers defeat Sargent County 3-2. Thank you so much for watching North Dakota High School Volleyball on your live event. Remember, tomorrow, your live event bringing you Friday night lights football from across the region. Can't wait to have you join us. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful rest of your night.